Bold Ventures TV is presented by OrgPR LLC and Seyfarth Shaw LLP. This week, host Gene Creech and guest host Jay Myers interview Mitch Free, founder and CEO of MFG.com.
I have a couple of questions that come to mind, but MFG.com has succeeded where other attempts at this same kind of concept have failed. And I wonder, again, going back to that dual role, how have you managed to, what is your secret sauce that makes the connect? I mean, I know that the quality piece has got to be there. The buyer has to have the perfect, I mean, I know you talked about this on your website, the perfect solution provider, wherever they are in the world.
Yeah.
How do you, what is the proprietary secret that allows you to match up the perfect supplier with the buyer at that time?
It's a great question, because you're right. Back in the 2000 timeframe when I came up with this idea, I was so ignorant about it that I didn't do any research. I didn't look for competitors. I just started. I just felt like I saw a need and I went to solve it. I didn't write a business plan. Didn't look. But then one day when I stuck my head up, I realized there were about 37 competitors in the space.
Okay.
They were all very heavily funded. They were VC backed, and they were really smart people, but not with a lot of domain expertise. And I think they didn't really understand how the manufacturing industry works. And they were really smart, graduated from some of the best business schools, but they weren't scrappy, and they didn't understand. So I think domain expertise is a real key. I also think revenue model was really interesting as well. And I went with a subscription model.
Wow, even back way before the term ASP had come along. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I went with the subscription model because it was easy, and I was very, I didn't have a lot of resources, and I thought, well, people pay a subscription, I don't have to worry about it. When everyone around me was charging commissions and transaction fees, and what that did was created friction within the marketplace. It drove people around the market to circumvent paying those commissions or transaction fees. And where once people paid a subscription to MFG.com, there was no incentive to go around it. So we continued to build this critical mass of people while everyone else imploded.
A lot of those subscription models didn't work though in the .com era back when you started.
There were some of it, right? And some of that I think were some of these heavily funded companies. They built infrastructures that were really big, way ahead of what the market was ready for, what the market was ready to adopt. And then the .com bubble crashed, and then these guys are sitting with a huge burn rate. The market's not ready to adopt it. They can't get additional funding, so they imploded. I'm a believer that no matter how much money you throw at an adoption curve, you can't prejudice it very much. And so by bootstrapping MFG.com, I grew in lockstep with market adoption instead of ahead of the curve.
Yeah, that's remarkable, and just very incredibly good timing that was kind of accidental in a way.
Yeah, a lot of it was accidental. I would love, there are times where people write these things and they go, it was something, this was genius. It wasn't. It really wasn't. It was just hard work and a lot of good luck and timing.
And domain expertise, that's a key point. So you were talking the language that the suppliers and the buyers were speaking, as opposed to some of the other competitors out there.
That's right. We were speaking their language. And that's why I sort of backed up when I started my story, was having started from unloading the steel off of trucks. I know how the industry works inside and out. And then having that technology bent as well allowed me to take that domain expertise, put it into the platform, and then it feels very natural to the people who use it.
Thanks for watching Bold Ventures TV, which is the sister show to Bold Ventures Radio. Both are brought to you by OrgPR LLC and the law firm Seyfarth Shaw LLP. Each week, Gene Creech interviews interesting entrepreneurs from around the country. Every Wednesday night, you can tune into the live broadcast of Bold Ventures Radio at 16:20 a.m. or at www.americaswebradio.com. If you have a guest suggestion, send an email to gene@boldventuresprogram.com.